Chapter 34, The Return. The scent of old hardwood was strong in the windowless bedroom. Eames sneaked in cautiously. The room was pitch black until she excitedly lit a candle on a nightstand. The light revealed simple furniture, a mostly empty bookshelf holding a few books, several chests and containers, and a straw bed. A carpet had been placed over a hidden trapdoor. "Is this your room?" Vivi asked quietly. Eames shook her head. "On," she said. "On," Vivi asked. "This is On's room." "Onen," Eames repeated, looking wary as she said the name. Vivi stood nervously, careful not to touch anything. This On wasn't here and they weren't expecting visitors. She glanced at the books. One was titled The Legend of Ronalius Reynal, Poems for Children. "Where are we?" Vivi asked. "We're back on the 4th level," Lucius said. "I think we're still inside Zand. I can sense the dungeon nearby. This is probably the apartment district Undref mentioned." "I see," Vivi said. "Thank you, Eames." She patted the fiend's head, feeling the small horns beneath Eames' hair. Eames smiled brightly. "Do you think we're strong enough to survive an attack from the blue cloaks now?" Vivi asked in her mind. "We need to seriously screw up to die to Nimrods," Lucius answered. "We're far stronger than Carla now. I'd say we could defeat a guard or two. Our next problem is the Stewards. Undref is stronger than us." Yes, Vivi thought. We can't forget how many rules we're breaking. The Stewards can't find out about our ether count. "That means no using ether in public," Lucius said. "I'll hide my presence as best I can. Only use my powers if you absolutely need me." Vivi nodded. "We'll need some way to transfer ether without revealing you. Ether containers, maybe." "I saw containers being sold at the hub," Lucius said. "But we can't buy them without revealing my powers." "That's a problem," Vivi thought. She continued patting Eames' head. The fiend clearly loved scratches in the right spots. Suddenly Vivi had an idea. "Eames, could you help us with a purchase?" Eames' ears perked up. "Lucius will give you some ether," Vivi explained. "When I tell you to, you'll offer that ether to a shop vendor. We're going to buy some things. Does that work?" Eames nodded quickly, 3 times. "What?" Lucius blurted. "You want me to give ether to her?" "Give her 50, Vivi said in her thoughts. "That should be enough for a few containers." Lucius hesitated, but Vivi pressed. Eames has proved she can be trusted. "Fine," Lucius grumbled. He transferred 50 ether to Eames. Vivi stood. "I'll warn you, Eames. People hunt me. Once we show our faces in the hub, we'll be watched. We'll need to shake them off. But I know you're good at that. Can you help me escape back into the dungeon when we're done?" Eames agreed. "Good, get on my back. Let's go craft some swords," Vivi said. Before opening the door, she pressed an ear to the keyhole. Hearing nothing, she pushed the creaky door open. Light seeped in from the hallway outside. She peeked out into a long hallway lined with numbered doors. The room they were in was number 5. A stairway rose to the left. At the far end to the right were double doors. Vivi assumed they led outside. She walked toward them and pushed them open. Zand's musty air greeted her. A guardsman stood right outside, short, tiny forehead and carrying a sheathed rune sword. He glanced at Vivi. Then he blinked and glanced again. "Us, since when did you two get in?" "We were visiting friends," Vivi said. "Thanks." Eames frowned intensely at the guard. He frowned back. 3 people already asked me if I've seen someone matching your description." "Ah, fantastic," Vivi thought. "Blue cloaks." "I'm not getting involved in Nimrod business," the guard said. "But if I were you, I'd be careful and get that fiend off your shoulders. What's she doing up there?" Eames stuck her tongue out at him. Vivi sighed and walked away. Guards were as useful as wet socks. They wouldn't chase her unless she broke rules or really angered them. The apartment section of Zand was a dome-shaped chamber separated from the hub by a hard stone wall. A hole in the wall connected the districts. 3 tall apartment complexes filled the chamber, reaching all the way to the ceiling. A few hundred apartments total, barely enough to house the Nimrods. No wonder so many demons slept in the dungeon or in the hub. A few dozen Nimrods were lounging around. Every one of them sent Vivi and Eam hostile stares, far worse than the looks Vivi had received earlier in the week. That was strange. Had something happened? Is examination day getting closer? Vivi wondered. It is, Lucius said, but I don't think that's it. Something changed about our reputation, and having Eam with us doesn't help. Everyone hates her. Figures, Vivi thought. Less than a week in and everyone hates us. When they stepped into the hub, it only got worse. Conversations paused as they passed. Even though fights still broke out across the room, demons stopped to stare at Vivi. Nobody attacked her, thankfully, but everyone was wary. What is going on? Vivi wondered. They're acting like Fellwater does when the executioners pass by. I think our stunts made us famous, Lucius said. Not good, Vivi thought. Let's finish quickly. Where's the shop? Southern wall. The hub wasn't huge. Walking across it took 3 minutes. The shop was near the exit where new Nimrods entered. A sturdy gray stall with a sign, storage. 3 clerks worked behind steel bars. One was free, a tall demon with downward curving horns almost reaching her mouth. She wore spectacles and looked annoyed just to see a customer. Hello, Vivi said. I can buy ether containers here, right? The clerk spoke flatly. Would you like to open an account or bring the ether with you? With me, Vivi replied. Transfer the ether. Eam, give her the ether, Lucius offered. Eam looked strangely excited. Vivi assumed she'd never bought anything legally before. The transfer worked, though Eam sent slightly more than 50. The clerk wrote down Vivi's name and details, then fed the ether into a device that looked like an upside-down teapot fused with an etherprint scanner. A small orb popped out, labeled with the number 53. The clerk passed it to Vivi. There. I received 58 ether, 5 went to fees. Since you chose to carry the ether with you, you're responsible for keeping that orb safe. I sincerely hope you get robbed. Vivi ignored the insult. I don't sense any ether inside this. Real containers aren't available, the clerk said. If we offered containers, Nimrods could hoard ether and grow strong all at once. These orbs are for transactions only. Shops accept them. You'll receive change. Stewards take them on collection day. And don't fabricate them. The scanner detects fakes. I see, Vivi said. She frowned inwardly. Her life had just gotten harder. Thanks. If you want the ether back, I can reverse it, the clerk offered. But it'll cost more fees, plus the fees required to examine your reserves so you don't grow over 300. I'm fine, Vivi said. She pocketed the orb and headed toward Axback's smithy. Chapter complete. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, and subscribe for more light novel adventures. Tune in for the next chapter.